Environment and sustainable development. Earth is a common habitat of all the living beings. Living beings get air, water and food from the earth which are necessary for their survival. The aggregate form of all the living beings and non-living beings is called environment.
Might have seen various types of birds and animals in nature. There are human beings along with vegetation, birds and animal, plants and microorganisms on the surface of Earth. All the living beings have diversity in terms of various aspects. They differ in shape, size, type, behavior and characteristics. Therefore, they are found in different habitats. The aggregate form of the number of living organisms, its type, gene and ecosystem is called biodiversity. In short, the biodiversity is the total number of living organisms on the Earth or their differences.
Types of biodiversity. Ecosystem diversity. There is a close relationship between living beings and non-living things and physical environment. Due to this relationship, certain type of ecosystem is formed in any place. This is much in creatures and vegetation of our country due to the difference in these ecosystems.
Species diversity. The living organisms of the earth are not similar. All living beings somewhat differ from each other. Members of one species of plants or animals differ from each other. The vegetation around us is distinguished on the basis of their names like tree, bush, algae, moss and vines. On the diversity or the basis of their differences, their names and the types also differ. Similarly, to differentiate animals in terms of their types and species, they are named as cow, buffalo, chicken, goat and grasshopper, etc. Though they seem similar to each other physically, and each species has distinct differences.
Principle of sustainable development. Development is the process of bringing improvement in a field or sector. One performs various reformative works for their prosperity. As a result, natural environment goes deteriorated. So the development by not harming the environment is called sustainable development. Therefore, developmental activities must be favorable for the environment. Main principles of sustainable development are as follows. Conservation of ecosystem. The main goal of sustainable development is to conserve and protect the earth for a long time. The various ecosystems like land, water under the earth are to be conserved for its durability.
Conservation of biodiversity. All the creatures of the earth should be protected for sustainable development. The sustainable development of the society. The social development work should be conducted for sustainable development. C. Population control. Human beings live by utilizing the limited resources of the earth. Rapid population growth increases the demand of the people, but resources of the earth cannot be increased according to the human need.
Today, within carrying capacity of the earth, development work on the earth carried out by people should be within capacity of available resources. So we have to conduct developmental activities considering the carrying capacity of the earth.
Efforts for sustainable development in context of war. In 1983, the General Assembly of the United Nations formed the Global Commission of Environment and Development under the chairmanship of then Prime Minister Gro Harlem Brundtland of Norway. Similarly, the Conference on Environment and Development was held in Rio de Janeiro in 1992. It focused on the conservation of environment to obtain sustainable development. In this way, the following points for sustainable development are taken into consideration: care of nature and natural resource management, investment in environment, conservation of biodiversity, conservation of ecosystem, pollution control, population control, and poverty.
Appropriate use of resources. We should use technology in order to get maximum benefit using minimum resources. Sense of responsibility. The sustainable development is going to bring change in knowledge, skill, and attitudes of an individual. Development of basic aspects. Sustainable development emphasizes on the development of health, education, agriculture, tourism, and social reform which are needed for the betterment of human welfare. People participation based on development. Sustainable development encourages people participation. Determination of the limit of development. People use unlimited resources for the fulfillment of their basic requirements. Long-term vision. Sustainable development preserves the prevent developmental achievements for future and it conserves the available resources. Thank you, Shakuntala ma'am, for giving this innovative work.